Nestled in southwest London, Kew Gardens is a botanical paradise renowned for its stunning plantsmanship, vibrant flora and rich biodiversity. It's most famous for its iconic glasshouses, sheltering rare and exotic plants from around the globe. But beyond its beauty lies a deeper purpose. Kew is at the forefront of conservation efforts against climate change. And today I'm meeting Kevin Martin, Head of Tree Collections, to find out about the incredible work being done here to preserve our British landscape and safeguard our natural heritage for years to come. Aha, Kevin, the man in charge of the trees.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. This is an incredible view.
Yeah, this is Siam Vista, and this is one of our listed views.
Can we take a stroll?
Yeah, let's go.
So tell me a little bit about this amazing walk then.
Yeah, so this is Siam Vista. So this is one of the original vistas that was put in to celebrate the palm house. So the idea was you would explore the landscape from the new hot house, which is the palm house, and then this would drag you round the Arboretum so you can go and look at all the wonders of the Arboretum.
And this really long line of beautiful evergreen oaks?
Yeah, home oak, yeah.
It's just glorious.
Yeah, it's one of our main views, but, you know, this is part of our UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we have to prune this, we have to maintain this view. So it takes the team approximately 2 weeks. We do tiny little prunes just to keep that view open, but we try to do it so it doesn't look like it's been pruned.
And of course there's things like storm damage and health of the trees and a lot of work, maintenance that needs to be done for that as well.
Yeah, we're constantly monitoring. So myself and my supervisor, we all both go out tree surveying and we're monitoring the health, pay a lot of attention to the soil, which is really important and often forgot about. So by managing the soils, we can increase the tree's health, and that helps the tree naturally adapt. So we try to make all the trees storm ready, as it were.
You obviously have a huge passion for trees. Where did that stem from?
So I've grown up with it. My father was a tree surgeon. So since I was 3-4 years old, I've been very much involved with the industry. And that's where my passion come from. And that's all I wanted to do when I was at school, was to actually be a tree surgeon. So
it's in your blood?
It is, yeah, definitely.
And looking at all these trees here, do you have a particular favourite? Hard to tell, I know. It's like choosing your children.
So on the left here is a really old oak. So this oak predates the garden, so it was here when it was just open hunting ground. That oak is really interesting because it's a lapsed pollard.
Right.
So that tree would have been managed for firewood. They would have removed the big branch or big stem, and that would have been the firewood for the year. And they would let the tree then regrow, and that's why it's got a real big bowl.
A big bottom.
Yeah, it's got a really big bowl,
yeah.
And you can see the old points.
And how old roughly would that be then? Hundreds?
So that's going to be near the 400-500 years old. So it's really important, and it's still in really good condition, which is great to see.
But on the other end of the spectrum, it's not just the ancient greats that you've got here. You're doing a lot of work to bring new trees into the environment, aren't you?
So we know through climate change that Kew's going to get a lot warmer, but our rainfall levels don't increase. So because of that, we're now looking at ecosystem where that already occurs. So in September last year, we was in Romania on the steppe forest, and that's the reason we went there, is because those climatic conditions are going to be what Kew will get on projected climate in 2090. So by doing that, we can safeguard a lot of the collection. So it's here for everyone in 100 years' time. So it's a really exciting time for us. Extending over 2/3 of the gardens, this awe-inspiring arboretum, brimming with magnificent trees, encloses the glasshouses, which serve as the Arboretum Nursery. Within these glass walls lies something truly extraordinary.
Look at all these baby trees. So many of them, in these rather strange-looking pots as well.
Yeah, so these are what we call the air pot, and they really do produce a very good root ball. So this stops root girdling. So by having these perforated holes, as the root gets to the edge of the pot, the air prunes it off.
Okay, so that keeps them nice and healthy.
Yeah.
In the root.
Yeah.
This Arboretum Nursery is home to 14,000 rooted trees, representing over 2,000 species, including the world's rarest and most ancient. It's a magical high-tech space that's specially temperature controlled to ensure each tree can have the best start in life.
And which are some of the trees that you're most excited about in here?
This is the beech. This has come from Romania, from the steppe forest. This is the hybrid, so it's a hybrid between the common beech and the oriental beech. It's really drought tolerant, but also really rare. But this is so important. This little pan of trees is so important for our research.
There's not many of them, but you can see how they've just come through, can't you, from their little beech nuts there.
Yeah, they're just breaking through, so they're really, really new.
And how old are they?
So these are about 3 weeks old. These have been out.
It is really exciting, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is the most exciting part.
So what else do we have here?
Yeah, so this is Acer campestre, also from the steppe. We're really interested in this because it's grown in such a semi-arid ecosystem. We want to understand how that's adapted and looking at the difference between that individual and our common, more widely spread throughout the UK, field maple.
Yeah, you can learn a lot by comparing.
Yeah.
Now, this little one I love.
Yeah, so this is cedar, and this is from Turkey.
Yeah. It reminds me of cocktail umbrellas that you used to have in drinks. They're so sweet.
Again, these are wild source, and that's what's so important about botanic gardens and other botanical institutes, is the genetic diversity, and we need that to maintain our landscapes, and it's so vitally important. That's why all this work is so exciting.
It's vital to what you do. Now, the ways that you're propagating here, these have obviously all come from seed that has been sown, but other ways of propagating that you use?
Yeah, so our living collections, if we've got rare or endangered trees that are really important to the collections, we take cuttings. Then the nursery manager, Sal, who's very skilled at her job, we do grafting. So we take that little cutting and then we put it onto rootstock, and then splice them together, and then they seal it, and then we look to see if they occlude together, and then it grows a new plant.
And that's quite a skill. I know people might know it from apple trees. They're famously grafted, but other trees as well, you're doing it with a lot of different...
Yeah, we do it with lots of different trees.
So what does all this mean for the future of Kew, then?
Yeah, this is so important, and it is to safeguard the collection, and all this work is vital to look at and understand what Kew will look like in 100 years' time.
Well, we won't be here, but there will be lots of other people coming.
Yeah,
so.
but we're like the Victorians. Yeah. They had that mindset. It was for the next generation.
That's it. You're doing it for the future.
And that's where we are now, especially with climate change. It's so important.